Okay, it's time for spoiler chat regarding season 3, episode 6. Lots of things to talk about. I won't talk about them in any particular order. I'll talk about the most striking things first. Striking being the hair of Dianne. I'm not going to read into it. Obviously, she's got white hair, and we could easily go on some mad bop trip. But I don't think she's anything to do with Bob. I just think that Albert has been sent to talk to Dianne about maybe some way she can help in terms of finding Cooper, because the trail for him is starting to warm up again as far as the FBI is concerned. Interesting that Laura Dern is playing that character, and considering her caliber as an actress, I don't think that Dianne is in any way, shape or form going to be there just for a short time. She'll have a significant role and will probably be in some way linked to helping Cooper come back to us. On that topic, I have less issues regarding the Doug character now. I've just kind of accepted that that's where this series is going, and that we're going to be with Doug for a very long time yet. And on that topic as well, I think the show does try to propose that people should follow their intuition more. When Doug is figuring out the insurance fraud using the light or whatever it is that's guiding him on that page, it does make me think of Del Cooper's ways of actually solving crimes, how Del Cooper would actually use dreams and all sorts of, Jungian archetypes to figure out exactly what was going on. Not Jungian archetypes exactly, but the dream that he came up with, or rather that he remembered, that helped him solve the crime in season 1, episode 3, I think, or 4. He's throwing a rock at a bottle, and names are being struck off by Lucy. You remember the episode. If you don't, then you really probably aren't a big Twin Peaks fan, and maybe this spoiler review isn't quite for you, because I'm going to go quite in depth, so just to warn you. But yeah, not just Cooper's character, but also Deputy Hawk's character, solving, or at least finding something that was behind a door in the toilet, some kind of notes. It was the same cubicle that the one-armed man was using back in the day in season 1, or it might have been season 2. I can't remember. See, even I can't remember some of this stuff. But it was definitely back in the day where he was actually in the toilet trying to use his medication to suppress Bob. And maybe those notes were left there by him. Who knows? But it's the same cubicle, so either that's a very obtuse red herring, or there is a knowledge or reckoning or understanding behind why those notes are there. But yeah, Hawk found that intuitively. When you drop a coin in the toilet, you kind of, well, it's a toilet, you don't really want to pick that up. I'm not sure about the actual amount of money, the value of the coin, but he went forward, he picked it up, he looked at it, and obviously for Hawk, his heritage seemed to spark his need to follow his intuition, because he saw a mark of his own heritage on the door, on the manufacturing ident of the actual lock on the door. So again, the show's telling us to follow our intuition more, I think. Or maybe it's just me trying to read into it and trying to get more sense out of it. I don't know. We have another David Lynch alumni actor. His name is Harry Dean Stanton. He's in a car. He's talking to his friend about his friend's wife or sibling, we're not sure, but someone that this friend holds very dear, and her name is Linda. Now, the Giant in episode 1 of season 3 talked about Cooper having to defend someone called Linda. So I'm thinking it's probably the Linda that we're talking about. I don't think it's a coincidence at all, because this show normally teases things in the future in a really strange, matter-of-fact way that would almost, slide past the audience's perception simply because of the way it's delivered. So that was interesting. And the fact that he was looking at trees, Harry Dean Stanton that is, looking at trees in a little kind of like clearing, and then later on when that kid gets run over, he sees the spirit of that child go up. I mean, trees, Twin Peaks, spirits. There's a lot to decipher here, but I'm not sure if I'm equipped to do so. I can only really point out these observations. I hope that you guys want to actually talk about it in the comments box. So yeah, what else is there? quite a bit actually, but we're going to narrow it down to the more important things, I think. Ike the Spike is a new kind of terrible kind of idea. This guy seems to be working out some kind of weird predictions in his room with some kind of, I don't know, a dice, and then he gets like a note to go and kill somebody, and also Dougie's next, so that will probably be the next episode. I hope it moves on at this pace, because the pace is actually quite good now. But yeah, he was sent by the guy in Las Vegas who in some way could be affiliated with Bad Cooper. Who knows? We really want to stitch these people together, at least I do, regardless of the fact that it is a very open playing field. But yeah, very, very scary character. And it was actually weird because a lot of what he was doing lent itself to comedy, not because of his stature, which would be the easy way out, but because of the fact that his weapon was blunted in a way, and he seems really sad about it, like he'd broken a toy. So I think for a lot of the audience, as well as the character, that was a moment of pathos that I don't think they were quite shy about using. So awkward humour, but I think that's part of the charm of the show. Also, I don't know if you remember much about the old season in terms of really small secondary characters, but there's a diner, what's it called? Well, it's where Shelley works anyway. The Big Red? No, that's not it. The R&R? I don't know. Norma's? I don't know. There's a lot to remember in this show. But you have like one of the waitresses, I think her name's Heidi. She's always giggling. Well, it's nice to see her back. I don't think she'll have a big part to play, but it was nice to see her in the show. Anyway, stuff that's really important. One-armed man imploring Coop to come back to us, I think, telling him to wake up. Maybe it really is about Dougie waking up before the evil Cooper actually finds his way out. And indeed, if he wanted to get out, I get a sense that he could, but he hasn't really tried. He just showed his power the last episode by, well, making all those strange images appear on the screen and making the alarms go off. It's a lot to take in. I think it's my favourite episode so far, mainly because of, well, all the things that I mentioned, and also because of Naomi Watts' character, basically standing up to those idiots who wanted to get money. It was quite a humorous scene, but also it showed that she's got a certain conviction. I think she truly does care about Dougie. She's not just coming across as very one-dimensional nagging. Same thing was done for the sheriff's wife, who we find out through another police officer that, well, they lost a son who killed themselves, and that's why she's, well, constantly trying to find something that she can fix or get her husband to fix. So that's a nice kind of way of showing that she wants to get some kind of control into her world, which has obviously been thrown into chaos since her son basically killed himself. So good character stuff there. Also kind of justifying what happened before, in terms of her always just coming in and nagging and stuff. There's more to her, so that's good to see. What else is there? I think that's about it for now. Yeah, if you can think of other stuff that I haven't mentioned, and there is probably tons of stuff because it is Twin Peaks, then please mention it in the comments and we can talk about it. Subscribe to the channel if you wish, and yeah, it's been awesome. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.